Teach me how to factor, practice one, even problems. Let's go to work. On these first few, we just have to factor out the common factor out of each expression, okay? So I can pull out a -8. Now you may ask, how did I know that? I'm just looking at these two numbers and thinking, what are the greatest common factors of each of them? So for example, 8, I know 1 times 8 is 8, 2 times 4 is 8, and that's it. And then 24, I know 1 and 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. Those are all the factors. Now, obviously, you don't want to have to list those out every time, but the better you are at finding those greatest common factors, the better. So I can see that 8 is the largest common factor, the greatest common factor of both 8 and 24. And also, I notice that they're both negative, so that tells me I'm going to pull out a -8. If you just pulled out an 8, that would be okay as well. So anyhow, 8 times what gets me 8n? Well, that would be n. And then 8 times 3, positive 3, is a -24. Same thing for number 4. I look at it and I see the 12 and the 16. What's the largest number that goes into 12 and 16? Well, 4. 4 goes into both of them. So 4 times what gets me 12r? Or you can think of it like this. 12 divided by 4 is what? Well, 3. So 3r cubed. And then plus 4 times what gets me 16? Or 16 divided by 4 is 4. Either way, you can think what times that number gets us the one we want, or you can go to the straight division, whatever makes you happier. Last one, number 6. 6 goes into both 6, 42, and 12. Also, notice that there's a variable in all three, so I can always pull out the smallest of those variables, which will be an x. So I can pull out a 6x out of this whole thing. Then I'm left with x squared minus 7x minus 2. Later, we'll want to factor that as well if it's possible. But for now, that's all we needed to do. All right, moving on to the next section is just we're going to factor completely. Number 8. I can pull out an r, and I'm left with r plus 2. Number 10, there's no GCF, there's no leading coefficient, so I'm going to split in signs, put a b in each. My signs are the same, both negative. Factors of 36, 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 6 and 6. Which of those come together to get me a 13 with the same signs? Does not look like there is any. This would be 12, 15, 20, 37. So this would be not factorable. Number 12. Is there a GCF? No. Is there a leading coefficient? No. So split in signs. Put a V in each. My signs are going to be opposite, so a plus and a minus. Factors of 3 are 1 and 3. My signs are opposite. I need a 2. Those come together. The larger number gets the sign from the middle, so the 3 has to be negative. Boom, there it is, factored. Number 14, is there a GCF? Absolutely. I can pull out a 5. So I'm left with 5 times p squared plus 3p minus 70. Okay, now, can I factor what's inside there? Well, sure. I'm going to leave this 5 on the outside. Not going to do anything with it. And I'm just looking at the inside, okay? Just looking at the inside. Is there GCF now? No, I've already taken care of it. Is there a leading coefficient now? No, I've already taken care of that as well. So I can split in signs. Put a p in each. Signs are opposite, so a plus and a minus. I need the factors of 70. 1 and 70, 2 and 35. 3 does not go in. 4 does not go in. 5 goes in, 14 times. 6, 7, and 10. I believe that's it. Okay, now with opposite signs, I need them to come together to get a 3. The larger number gets assigned from the middle. So 10 and 7. Now we're going. That one probably looked like a really hard one, and it may have been difficult for you to do, but hopefully now you can see if we trust the process, we'll be okay. Number 16, is there a GCF? Yes, I can pull out a 2 and an N. I'm left with N plus 7. Now, how do we check ourselves? Like, I did that really fast and made it look easy, but it wasn't. But how do we check ourselves? Remember, we can multiply it back to see if it works. 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times 7 is 14n. So yes, absolutely worked. Next page. Number 18. Is there GCF? No. Is there a leading coefficient? No. So split the signs. M. Signs are opposites, plus and a minus. Factors of 50. 1 and 50. 2 and 25. 3, 4, 5, and 10. Which of those come together with opposite signs to get me a 5? Larger number gets a sign for the middle, so 10 will be positive. Boom. Now, what are my solutions here? Remember, they're opposite of what you see, so it'd be a negative 10 and a positive 5 would be my solutions. Number 20, is there a GCF? Yes, I can pull out that 5. So I'm left with m squared minus 3m minus 90 divided by 5 goes in 1, 18. Okay. We'll just pull that 5 down. I can split the signs now with what's inside because there's no leading coefficient. M in each. Signs are opposite, so plus and a minus. Factors of 18. 1 and 18. 2 and 9. 3 and 6. I believe that's it. Which of those come together to get me a 3? Opposite signs. 3 and 6. Larger number gets the sign from the middle. There we are. 22. Is there a greatest common factor? No. Is there GCF? Excuse me. Is there greatest common factor? No. Is there a leading coefficient? No. So splitting signs. Put a K in each. Signs are the same. Both positive. Factors of 4. 1 and 4. 2 and 2. Which of those come together to get me a 4? Now this one could also be written like this. K plus 2 quantity squared. Because notice it's exactly the same. So we could rewrite it like this if we wanted to. All right, moving on. 24. Is there a GCF? No, because there's no leading coefficient. No leading coefficient. Splitting signs. Put a K in each. Signs are opposite. Factors of 42. 1 and 42. 2 and 21. 3 and 14. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Which of those come together with opposite signs to get me a negative 1? 6 and 7. Larger number gets a sign from the middle. This problem's not too bad if you study just a little. 26. No GCF. No leading coefficient. Split the signs. N. Signs are opposite, so plus and minus. Factors of 50. 1 and 50. 2 and 25. 3, 4, 5, and 10. I believe that's it. Which of those come together with opposite signs and get me a negative 5? The larger number gets a sign from the middle, so negative 10, positive 5. 28. No greatest common factor. No GCF. Duh. Just said that. No leading coefficient, so splitting signs. X and X. Signs are opposite. Factors of 40. 1 and 40. 2 and 20. 4 and 10. 5 and 8. Which of those come together with opposite signs to get me a 6? Larger number gets a sign from the middle. Booyah. Number 30, is there GCF? Yes, I can pull out an N. I'm left with N minus 3. Whoa, that one probably looked hinky to a lot of people. You didn't realize, hey, there's an N in both of those. 32 is our GCF. Yes, I can pull out a 3. I'm left with p squared plus p minus 56. Okay. Now what's inside has no leading coefficient, so 3 times split the signs. P signs are opposite, plus minus 1 and 56, 2 and 28, 3, no, 4, 4 and 16, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which of those come together to get me a 1, 7, and 8. 8 gets larger number gets assigned from the middle, so 8 is positive, 7 is negative. Number 34 is our GCF. No. Is our leading coefficient? No. Split in signs. P in each. Signs are the same, both positive. Factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. I believe that's it. Which of those come together to get me an 11? 2 and 9. Last one, number 36. Is there a GCF? Yes, I can pull out that 3. Left with a squared plus 2a minus 63. Pull down at 3, split in signs. A, signs are opposite. Plus and minus 63, 1 and 63. 3 and 21. 5, 6, 7. 7 times 9. Which of those come together to get me a 2? 7 and 9. Larger number gets assigned for the middle. And there you have it. There we factored. Teach me how to factor practice 1. Hope you feel a little bit better about this. Do the odd problems. Good luck.